right. Well, welcome back to Deep Dive Library, where you haven't seen us in like a month.
Yeah, because
A hell of a month it's been.
a hell of a month it's been. So
I mean, you knew that you were gonna see us like very much because holiday season. Between the end of November and the beginning of the new year.
right, but then week one,
the Fire Nation attacked.
week one, I was sick, didn't have a voice.
Yeah.
Week two, our kitchen caught fire.
Well, so also week one, we acquired a new roommate.
Yeah.
It's no longer just us. Now it's us, a friend, and a million animals.
But week two, kitchen caught fire.
Well, just the stove.
Stove. I mean, yeah, but everyone's okay. No one got hurt. It was just
I'm traumatized.
A set of freak accidents that coalesced into our stove catching fire. But everyone is physically okay.
Yeah.
Then
mentally, I don't think I'll ever be okay again.
I had to work an extra day. With no choice to me. I had to work an extra day, so that literally cut out the one day we had set aside for recording.
Yeah. The one day that we had off together.
Yeah, that we could record.
Yeah.
So we're recording today.
I don't even think I was off that day. I think I worked that day and we planned to do it after I got home from work.
I think that was the plan. Something like that. But regardless, yeah.
Here we are today. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, yes. We are recording this on Christmas. This will be going up on Christmas. So if you watch this on Christmas, Merry Christmas. If you do not celebrate Christmas, happy holidays to you and your families.
And if you celebrate nothing, hi.
Hello.
How's it going?
We're glad that you guys are here. We're glad to be back.
Yeah.
Because it's been a long couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So
you said it's been in my brain when 1 week since you looked at me, and I was like, no, it's been more than a week.
Yeah. So, and if you guys are new here and this is the first time you're catching us, please go to the channel, go to the podcast portion of the channel, and start from the very beginning and watch through. We think you guys will really enjoy it if you enjoy the Hunger Games.
Or if you've never gone through the Hunger Games and this is your first time experiencing it at all.
Yeah.
I would suggest like reading along.
Yeah.
We don't read every line. This is more discussion based.
Yeah. So, but welcome. After this chapter, we'll only have 10 chapters left until we're done with the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
And then after the Hunger Games, so after Hunger Games Book 1, we will be taking a break from the Hunger Games. And we will be going through
The
Fault in Our Stars. Which is another incredible book, but we did decide that we're not going to just steamroll through an entire series on our podcast. I know that there are some out there that will go through an entire series all at once and whatever, but we didn't want to do that. We didn't want to oversaturate
not with just you guys,
the Hunger Games, but ourselves as well. Like, we love these books.
I mean, will I finish reading this book here on the podcast and then go back and listen to this book in like a week after? Yeah.
Probably.
But, that's not the point.
It's going to be interesting going back and re-listening to the book after we've finished the book.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're going to notice things that we're going to be like, dang, we should have pointed that out, or we should have pointed that out. Like, there's guaranteed to be
chapter,
things.
There's something that, like, my brain made a connection to, but it is with Sunrise. Okay. And I was like, well, can't really
talk about that on the show. Yeah.
Because it hasn't even been out for a whole year yet.
Yeah. We'll give it a couple more months, and then spoilers are off the table. I figure after a year, if they haven't read it, they probably won't.
Well, it came out March 18th of this year. So.
Yeah, so we'll give you guys to like April 20th.
Why 420?
It was the first number that popped into my head.
All right.
So, hey.
How about just April generally?
Yeah, just April. If you haven't read the book by then there will be some we will be making a little bit more spoiler-esque comments in that point, because there are a lot of things that connect, and it's cool how they connect, and we really want to discuss them with you guys.
Yeah.
So we'll give you guys some more time to kind of read the book and kind of get there, and then we'll start talking about some of those connections in April. Maybe that's what we'll do, is we'll do like um and just a one-off episode of this to talk about the connections between Mist and Sunrise.
Yeah.
I think would be really cool. Um,
Oh, so as we're going through all of these different series, like we said, in between each of the books, we're going to do a one-off book. This first time, it's going to be The Fault in Our Stars. If you have one that you want us to go through,
and it doesn't have to be one that we've read before. If you think we'd enjoy it, let us know. We'll find copies of it. We'll do a dig through it with completely fresh eyes and having never read it before, and see what we can kind of pick out of the story as we go through.
yeah.
So, yeah, let's get into today's chapter. We are in chapter 16, 11 chapters from the end of the book. We are rapidly approaching the end of the games.
And it starts off with kind of a sweet moment.
It really does, because Katniss has come to the consensus that Rue has decided to trust her wholeheartedly. She's even like, I know this because as soon as the anthem finishes, she snuggles up against me and falls asleep. Like, Rue has no hesitations about Katniss's character, the fact that Katniss is not going to injure her, that Katniss will keep her safe.
Yeah. I mean,
by any means possible.
She also goes on to be like, nor do I have any misgivings about her, as I take no particular precautions.
Right.
Like, she's like, and it's not even because, like, Rue is so small. Like, I
that
feel
she's
like,
not a threat, because Katniss even goes on to say, if she wanted me dead, she would not have pointed out the tracker nest. She would have just let me rot in that tree.
Yeah.
You know? So the bond here is very quickly forming, and the large part of that has to do with
the fact that
her likeness to Rue.
Yeah.
Or to Prim. Sorry. This is Rue we're talking about.
Yes.
But it has a lot to do with her likeness to Prim, and the fact that she sees her sister in Rue in a lot of ways, which, you know, is true. They're the same age, they're about the same height, same build. The biggest difference is that Prim does not like adventure.
Oh, I mean, yeah, personality wise, I would say that is like one of the biggest differences. I think physically there are a lot of differences.
Oh, well, yeah.
Like hair type, hair color, skin color.
Yeah. I just mean like general attributes, though.
Yeah, I think
we could get more nitty gritty, but that'd be a little precocious.
Both Rue and Prim have had to like grow up so much quicker than they should have.
Mm-hmm.
But I honestly think for Rue it has been more so because of the district that she comes from.
Yeah. We find out in the last chapter, if you guys don't remember, there was who I'm assuming was autistic of some level.
Probably.
But he had some what she said, that he was like a mentally a child. Yeah, something along those lines. So I'm assuming he had some like learning disabilities or mental disabilities.
Yeah.
And the Peacekeepers killed this kid because he was enthralled by the night vision glasses.
Yeah, because he stuffed him in his pants.
And they killed him on the spot. And Katniss doesn't have to deal with that in the district. If that was the case, this would not be the story that is being told. Katniss would be dead already.
Oh, yeah. Long before this story ever began.
Yeah. So, the Peacekeepers, the way the Peacekeepers act in Rue's district, and just the differences in their life and everything. Like, they both had to grow up quickly. Mm-hmm. But Rue had to grow up quickly in terms of working a full-time job from a very young age.
Oh, yeah.
Where Prim had to grow up quickly because she rapidly began to, get very interested in medicine and healing and that whole thing. So she's running the apothecary thing with her mom and everything. So she had to grow up quickly because of that.
Well, and then her dad dying, and
right.
though Katniss was mostly the one like taking care of stuff, then Prim was still helping out as much as she could.
Right.
She was what, 7?
Yeah.
So like,
so it's like they both had to grow up quickly, and they're both very mature for their ages, but they're both still kids when you look at it. I mean, they're all kids.
Yeah.
In the games. That's the point of the games, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know.
But Katniss is
going through this book right now with the possibility of the Hunger Games becoming like a realish thing. It's a little different.
I missed that.
You didn't see the thing about the Patriot Games?
Oh,
we'll talk about that off camera.
Okay.
Yeah. Let the 74th Hunger Games begin. Anyway.
So Katniss is kind of struggling to get to sleep. I mean, she's trying to get to sleep. It's not that she's struggling to sleep, but she's got these ideas of getting rid of the careers supplies and their food and everything that they've got stored up at the cornucopia. So she's kind of like thinking about all that while she's getting ready for bed.
Yeah.
She's like, let's see here. Traditionally, the career tribute strategy is to get a hold of all the food early and work from there. The years when they have not protected it well, 1 year, a pack of hideous reptiles destroyed it. Another, a game maker's flood, washed it away. Those are usually the years that tributes from other districts have won. So, that gives a little insight into kind of how the games kind of work, right? If the career tributes lose everything from the cornucopia, that's pretty much it for them.
Right. I mean,
because they don't know how to be hungry.
Yeah. That the careers have been better fed growing up is actually to their disadvantage because they don't know how to be hungry. Not the way Rue and I do.
Yeah. And that's kind of like, really when you look at the purpose of the games, or when you look at not the purpose of the games, but the way the game should be played, no one set of tributes or no group of tributes should have the advantage. They do, but that's not the way it started. Which we found out more about later in subsequent books. But, it's technically supposed to be an even playing field.
Now, we just know, at least here, that it's not that way.
No, and it hasn't been for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
The careers are often better fed, trained, all that kind of stuff. Katniss does have an advantage because she's a hunter.
Right. But that wasn't something that she necessarily got from her district.
No, she learned that from her father. But if this were a fair playing field and Katniss was the only one there with real weapon skills, it would be an advantage.
Yeah.
The only reason that it's not in this case is, first of all, Katniss did not get her bow off rip. No. Did not happen. She did not get it off rip. She had to wait. She had to hunt for it. She had to fight for it. She had to kill somebody to get that thing. Secondly...
I mean, and she didn't even intentionally kill Glimmer.
No. But that is one of her kills. At least I count it that way.
I mean, yeah. And the girl from District 4.
Yeah.
Whatever her name is.
Which, we never get her name.
No.
The other thing is that nobody really knows that she can use it.
Yeah.
It's not like in the second book where everyone already knows she's excellent with the bow and arrow and absolutely destroys the training course with the bow and arrow. Right. That knowledge is not known. So it does play to her advantage that no one knows, but at the same time, it's weird because it's an advantage and it's a disadvantage that she has not shown that. It's a disadvantage because people are going to underestimate her, which is an advantage for her, but a disadvantage for them.
Right.
But that's the wrong thing to do. You do not underestimate one Katniss Everdeen. That was funny. Why?
Because just the way you said it, you do not underestimate when Katniss Everdeen.
One Katniss
Oh,
Everdeen.
I heard when, and I was like,
One.
well, though true.
Grammatically not correct. Yeah, no. But so Katniss is like, well, I'll worry about it later. I'm exhausted. My wounds are still healing. I'm still recovering from the last several days.
Uh,
Gonna
and
taste my venom. Anyway, sorry. That's your fault.
Yep. And, Rue warm by her side, just
Mhm.
all snuggly. And she realizes, for the first time, just how lonely she's been in the arena. And how comforting the presence of another human being can be.
Yeah. And I love this sentiment right here.
I don't think she really has the words for it, really, but Katniss Everdeen touch starved.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. I mean, because she's used to being physically affectionate with Prim, They
But that's it.
I mean, yeah, and she hugs Gale, and her mom will hug her and she'll
recoil.
Well, she'll just stand there and take it.
Yeah.
But I think she went from that basically every day to no physical contact with anyone in days.
Yeah, I mean,
because the last time
it's been about a week at this point?
Something like that.
I think it's been about a week, because the next 7 chapters are the last week. Well, the next 6 chapters are the last week of the games.
Yeah.
Or 5 chapters, something like that.
Anyway, but yeah, because the last time she had any physical contact with anyone else, in a way that wasn't fighting for her life or whatever, was Cinna holding her hand before she got into the launch tube.
And that was just very basic comforting. Yeah.
But I mean, we also know that she had almost immediately that connection to Cinna. So
right.
Even though yes, he was trying to be comforting for her, I think it genuinely was comforting, for her to have that connection to somebody that she honestly trusts.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing that I love about Cinna, right? Is he is attuned well enough to Katniss to know just what she needs when she needs it. And it happened so quickly.
There is one line from Cinna that just gets me every time.
What line is that?
And it's when they're sitting down to eat lunch on that first day, and he's like, how despicable we must seem to you. Because it's he presses the button on the table and then all of a sudden a feast. But then he's like, well, no mind, and then just carries on, and I'm like, Cinna. Well, no. And I get what he's saying,
right?
And
because
whatever. But
she comes from a life of poverty. He doesn't. He can see that she is both encapsulated by the sights of the capital, but at the same time disgusted by them.
Right. But it's just the tone of the no mind.
Right. Just he's very intuitive. And that really plays to his and Katniss's relationship going forward.
I miss Cinna. It's been so long since we've seen him.
It's been about a week.
It's been
1 week since you looked at me. Anyway. So Katniss gives into her drowsiness, and she's like, tomorrow it's the careers who'll have to watch their backs. And I'm like, yes, Katniss. We're finally starting to see that little bit of Katniss that we saw at the beginning of the book.
Yeah.
The hunter.
The fighter.
Yeah, we're starting to see that hunter, that fighter, that that unwillingness to give up and to lay down and to just surrender is starting to really solidify in Katniss's character here. And by the end of this chapter, it's really like back at the forefront of everything.
Yeah.
We're seeing Katniss, not literally because of what happens at the end of this chapter, but we're metaphorically seeing Katniss stand tall again. In her decisions and how she's starting to play these games as a hunter. And it really sets the tone for the next 10 chapters.
Yeah.
But we're not there yet.
No.
So, but where we are, Katniss gets brutally awoken.
Oh, yeah. Like, I think one of the worst ways you can be awoken within the arena
is by cannon fire.
Yeah, and that's what happens.
Exactly what happens. Yep.
And
I'm still a little sick, by the way, so if you hear me sniffling a lot, I'm so sorry.
And Rue is just perched across from her on a branch.
Just probably owling.
Just like she's got them big eyes.
Yeah.
And
Katniss kind of takes in the her surroundings. She's like, the sky is streaked with light. Birds are already chattering. Rue perches in a branch across from me, her hands cupping something. We wait, listening for more shots, but there aren't any. What do you think that was?
Who?
Or who? Yeah, sorry. I don't know why I said what. Oh, because I was reading ahead. That's why. Who do you think that was? I can't help thinking it was Peeta.
Thinking of Peeta. I don't think he can read today.
Probably not.
I mean, it is Christmas.
Yeah, it is Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
So immediately, cannon fires. Katniss goes, crap, Peeta.
Yeah.
Because she has not seen him since the Tracker Jacker incident.
Yeah.
That was, by this time, 3 days ago. She was out for 2.
I thought she was out for 3.
Look that up while I keep going. But she hasn't seen Peeta since the Tracker Jacker incident. It would be more towards the start of the last chapter, I think.
Well, considering this is the...
Oh yeah, that chapter was fairly short. So she's thinking, oh, is it Peeta? Is it not Peeta? We won't know till tonight. Rue says, Katniss is like, I don't know. Katniss is like, I don't know. It could have been any of the others. Rue says this. And then Katniss is like, well, we'll know tonight. So they're like, well, whoever it is, we'll see them in the sky. Then Katniss goes on to ask, who's left? Rue's response is the boy from District 1, both tributes from 2. The boy from 3, Thresh and me, and you and Peeta. And they cannot remember. So then they're like, that makes 8. Wait, what about the boy from 10? The one with the bad leg, he makes 9. And then there's someone else they can't quite place. There's someone missing that they know is still in the arena, and they're like, who is it?
You were right. It is 2. It's 2 nights.
It's 2 nights. So
but since she woke up like mid-afternoon, I'd say, and she
2.5 days.
Yeah.
That she was out, and then there was the full day of this. So it's been like 4 days, about give or take 4 days, since she last saw Peeta, and she wasn't even really sure that she saw Peeta there.
Yeah.
Because the Tracker Jacker venom was venoming. So.
Indeed.
We're at the bottom of the page there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, so they can't figure out who it is. And Rue is wondering how the last one died. No telling, but it's good for both of us. A death should hold the crowd for a bit. Maybe we'll have time to do something before the game makers decide to have things have been moving too slowly. My dyslexia is terrible today.
Okay, mine's terrible every day.
And
then she's like, "What you holding?" Because if you remember before, she said that Root was cupping something in her hands, and she's like, "Breakfast."
Breakfast.
Yeah. And she holds out 2 large eggs that she stole from
some kind of waterfowl.
Yeah. Some nest in the marshy area.
Mm-hmm.
She's like,
They want to cook them, but they know that it's probably not a good idea. So they just poke holes in them and suck egg from shell.
Yeah, and well, like, no. Where is it? Oh, we each suck out the insides of an egg, eat a rabbit leg, and some berries. It's a good breakfast anywhere. I don't know, about you, but like the rabbit leg, sure. The berries, sure. Eating a raw fucking egg, no, thank you.
Some people do it every day.
Yeah, and those people are disgusting. Absolutely not. And not even because of salmonella. I don't even care about that. Give me raw cookie dough any day and I'll eat that. But it's the texture of raw egg whites that is just so disgusting. Just
right. So after they eat and they clean up a little bit, Katniss is like ready to do it. Rue's like, "What are we doing?" And Katniss is like, "Today we take out the career's food."
But I love the do what? But by the way she bounces up, you can tell she's up for anything or for whatever I propose.
Right.
You know,
so
she's
like,
just like, yeah, what are we doing?
What are we doing to screw over the careers? Let's do it. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's genuinely, it's sweet. It's very
12-year-old.
Very 12-year-old who has a sense of murderous tendencies to them, possibly.
Well, I think it's less of having a sense of murderous tendencies and more having a will to live.
Could be that, yeah. Very well. Yeah, Rue is even like, really? How? You can see a glint of excitement in her eyes. In this way, she's the exact opposite of Prim.
For whom adventures are an ordeal.
Yeah, because I don't know if this story's been told yet, but you know, there's the story of how she took Prim into the woods with her. The one time, and Prim's like, you know what? I don't think I want to do this anymore.
I don't think that story has been told yet. I don't remember.
I can't remember. Sometimes it's hard to tell when the stories kind of fall into place. I know that the goat story, I know exactly when the goat story happens because that's my favorite story.
I see the problem for me is with a lot of these like
anecdotal pieces.
Yeah, it's I've read these books so many times that it all just kind of
conglomerates together. Yeah.
There's a cat meowing.
I noticed. Let's see. No idea. Come on, we'll figure out a plan while we hunt. And then immediately they get almost no hunting done.
Yeah.
And why is that?
Because Katniss is too busy pulling every scrap of info out of Rue that she can about the careers base by the lake. She's only been in to spy on them briefly, but she's observant. They have set up their camp beside the lake. Their supply stash is about 30 yards away. During the day, they've been leaving another tribute, the boy from District 3, to watch over the supplies. The boy from District 3? I ask, he's working with them? Which is, like, fair. I would also be like that.
Right.
Especially knowing how the careers and the shit works, you know? Yes. Yes. No, I can't do my voice today.
No,
I don't think so.
Voice ain't in it.
No.
That's fair.
I'm gonna try though. This is me trying.
But say anytime.
Yes, he stays at the camp full time. He got stung too when they drew the tracker jackers in by the lake. How was that?
It was pretty good. It's not your best, but it's not bad. So,
it's the coffee's fault.
Valid, actually.
I guess they agreed to let him live if he acted as their guard, but he's not very big. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like,
and the description of him in the next page, or is it 2 pages, near the and just a little bit here is kind of sad. Like, it's so disrespectful.
It's hilarious though. What weapons does he have? I ask. Not much. that I can see a spear. He might be able to hold a few of us off with that, but Thresh could kill him easily. Okay, maybe slight murderous tendencies, but
I'm about to say, but
But again,
I love
survival.
this little nod towards Thresh, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Thresh could kill him easily.
Mm-hmm.
Now we know Thresh is massive.
Oh, yeah.
We know he's huge.
Yeah.
He's probably like, what, 6'2", 6'3".
I was gonna say 8 feet tall, but
250 pounds of probably mostly muscle.
Right.
And we get an example of his strength later in the book. But it's like, the fact that Rue just offhand is like, Thresh could kill him, no problem. It's like,
Yeah.
Rue's basically over here like, he could break him like a twig. Like, is basically how she's, acting about this, Really just kind of gives you that sense of almost foreboding about Thresh. Not in a bad way, but just in a, I don't want to say a reverent way, but in a respectable way.
Yeah, because we haven't really seen much of Thresh.
And what we have has been very subdued.
Yeah. I mean, hell, he was like, even during his interview, he was not willing to like play along in the slightest.
No, he was just like, yes, no,
Yeah.
Like, it was very just one word responses or shrugs or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I bet was fun for good old Caesar.
Oh, yeah, so much fun. He's like, how the hell do I have a conversation with a rock? Sorry, my brain just went somewhere else. Anyway.
It's not a boulder.
It's a rock! No, that's not where my brain went, but...
Were you picturing Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Thresh? No, because that's where my brain went.
No. We'll be back after these brief messages.
Today's episode of the Deep Dive Library Podcast is brought to you by Dubby Energy. Guys, if you guys are looking for a good energy drink with zero sugar to help you get through your day, Dubby is the way to go. I've been using them for a couple of months now, and I have definitely noticed that when I'm using it, they help me get through the day. I don't get that typical crash from a typical energy drink. And it keeps me going throughout the day. They've got tons of flavors. This one is the blue raspberry flavor, but they have a ton of others. There's a new lemonade hydro that has no caffeine. So if you're not into caffeine, but would like to give them a try anyway, they do have some non-caffeine options. We just started we've got several anime partnerships through them right now. We've got one for Solo Leveling, we've got one for Chainsaw Man, we've got one for Freeren. All of them have their own unique flavors, all of their own unique shaker cups, everything you can check out at w.gg and use the link and code in the description to get 10% off your entire order. Back to the show. All right, so yeah, you kind of just foreshadowed something there a little funny. Well, not funny, but it was funny in the way you accidentally did it.
No, I mean, anyway. I wasn't ready for you to unpause.
Oh, but, that's fair. Well, I gotta keep you on your toes, but don't you get complacent. Not really, but it sounded good.
Let's stab you with this mechanical pencil.
Anyway, so they are planning. So like, Rue has laid out everything of what they've got, what they don't have, but she's like, "How are we gonna get rid of it?" And Katniss is like, "Burn it up, dump it in the lake, soak it in fuel." She's like, "I poke Rue in the belly like I would Prim, eat it," and Rue being a child is just giggling like a madman.
I mean, she giggles. It doesn't say she giggles like a psychopath or something. Like,
headcanon. She's just like, whatever.
Why would you do that to Rue?
It wouldn't be that low, but it would be like that.
That would be hilarious and terrifying if it were that low.
It's like Toph in the Ember Island Players episode.
My name is Toph because it
Sounds
sounds
like tough.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to this. Katniss is like, I'll think of something. Destroying things is much easier than making them, which is very true.
Yeah. Like, our stove destroyed. So much easier than making a new one.
Oh, yeah. Takes a whole factory to do that.
Yeah, but, you know, it only took maybe one cat to destroy the stove. Anyway, and then for a while they dig around for roots and gather berries and greens, and as they do that, they devise their strategy in hushed voices. And I come to know Rue, the oldest of 6 kids, fiercely protective of her siblings, who gives her rations to the younger ones, who forages in the meadows in a district where the peacekeepers are far less obliging than ours. Rue, who, when I ask her what she loves most in the world, replies of all things, music.
And this brought to my attention something. So, and this is a little bit spoilery to the 4th book, but that's been out for a long time. Covey.
Mm-hmm.
We know that they came from all over the place, so is it possible that Rue has Covey heritage?
I mean,
within her district? Even if her family line itself isn't Covey, is it possible that there was a Covey tribe that settled there?
I don't see why not.
Because I mean, we know from Ballad of Songbird and Snakes that they were everywhere.
Yeah,
after the war. You know, they're nomadic. They're a nomadic people. So it's very possible.
Well, not even you said after the war, they were just always that way.
I mean, I just meant even after the war is what I meant to say.
I think actually after the war is when
they started
got pigeonholed into
some of the districts. Yeah, that very well could be true. I'll have to go. I haven't read it in a while, so I'll have to go back and double check that information. But I'm wondering if maybe there is still active Covey traditions within her district.
Quite possibly.
It's just a little food for thought there.
We'll have to ask Suzanne if we can ever get her on the podcast.
That would still be amazing.
It's not going to happen, but, you know.
We could hope. Maybe by the time we hit, like, Sunrise or something, maybe we can convince her to come on. We got plenty of time before we get there, so.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be other books and stuff that we're going to do, so we got plenty of time.
Yeah.
But Katniss says music is about as useful as hair ribbons and rainbows. But at least rainbows give you a tip about the weather.
Yeah.
So, like,
well, in terms of usefulness, you know, in her world, she ranks them between.
You know, so music is not very useful in Katniss's mind.
Which I find interesting, but...
yeah, considering what we know about her father.
I mean, and also just, like, as a person, love music.
Yeah, especially as, like, musicians.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're a musician. I am a mess.
You know, but as singers and as a musician, like, music is very important. So that is just a really weird statement.
Yeah. You have a lot of time for that? We sing at home. At work, too. That's why I love your pin. She says, pointing at the Mockingjay that I have again forgotten about. Rude, your best friend gave that to you.
Your only friend gave that to you.
Well, there is Gail. And Madge gave it to her.
Yeah, but do we really consider Gale a friend at this point?
Nah, he's family.
He really is. That's her cousin.
You have Mockingjays, I ask?
That was a good joke and you know it. Don't look at me like that.
Oh, yes. I have a few that are my special friends. We can sing back and forth for hours. They carry messages for me. Uh-oh. What do you mean, I say? I'm usually highest, so I'm the first to see the flag that signals quitting time. There's this little song I do, says Rue. She opens her mouth and sings a little 4-note run in a sweet, clear voice.
Ooh.
And the mockingjays spread it around the orchard. That's how everyone knows to knock off, she continues.
I underlined knock off because that is not a phrase you hear a lot anymore.
No, but it makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it totally makes sense, but it's not a phrase you hear anymore. Like, it was, I don't know if it's still something you hear in factories today, but like, if you look at like old movies and things like that, it's used like, it's time to knock off, you want to hit the bar?
Yeah.
You know, like, it was commonplace in like the 30s and 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
But you don't hear it a lot anymore.
Yeah.
And I think that it's really interesting that it's included here because it adds a sense of, what's the word I'm looking for? Of like not timeliness, but
And I get what you mean.
yeah,
I
just
can't
this
think of the word you're looking for either.
Right,
but...
this kind of old feeling to her district.
Yeah.
You know, they still use the term, you know, knock off, meaning to clock out of work and go home.
Yeah.
I just find that interesting.
They can be dangerous, though, if you get too near their nests, but you can't really blame them for that.
I'm going to say, just like any bird.
Yeah. I unclasp the pen and hold it out to her. Here, you take it. It has more meaning to you than me. Again, rude.
Your best friend is watching you say this live on television.
Like, I just wondered, like, I've always wondered, in that moment, Madge hears that and, like, how she reacted. Like, just imagine she's sitting there eating lunch all by herself because now Katniss is in the arena. So she's just eating lunch and then she hears that and her head just towards the TV in
this
the corner.
Bitch.
It's like, the fuck you mean?
Yeah.
I gave that to you.
Right. Now, I don't think Madge would actually... That is not within Madge's character to be like, oh, no, you can't give that away because I gave it to you. She'd be like, that is really sweet that you did that.
But it has more meaning to you than it does to me.
Right.
And it's like, dude.
That it's kind of a wild statement, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, says Rue, closing my fingers back over the pen. I like to see it on you. That's how I decided I could trust you. Besides, I have this. She pulls a necklace woven out of some kind of grass from her shirt. On it hangs a roughly carved wooden star. Or maybe it's a flower. It's a good luck charm. Well, it's worked so far, I say, pinning the Mockingjay back on my shirt.
Where she'll promptly forget it is.
Maybe you should just stick with that.
By lunchtime, they have a plan, and by early afternoon, they're ready to move on it.
Yeah.
And it's a good plan.
Yeah, it's a pretty good plan.
Mm-hmm. So basically what the plan is that they are going to light fires at different points throughout the woods to draw the careers away. That way Katniss can then sneaky snack her way in there and
figure out a way to
destroy everything. So Katniss helps Rue build the first two, and she's like,
she'll have enough
time to build and light the third and get out of there before they get there.
Yeah. They've
set them far enough apart that way Rue lights the first one, probably knowing Rue she'd take flight up a tree, go through the branches, hop down, light the second one, get back up in the tree and make it to the third spot.
Yeah.
So
shoulder popped.
They have decided that they were going to rendezvous at the point in which they had their first meal. So this will be just after Katniss woke up.
Yeah. I mean, this is literally the next day, so.
Yeah. So much time passes so quickly, though, in this book. It's kind of weird.
But before she leaves, she makes sure that, Rue has enough food and matches. And she even insists that Rue takes the sleeping bag because in case they're not able to rendezvous by nightfall. Rue's like, what about you? Won't you be cold? She's like, not if I pick up another bag down by the lake. Fuck them.
She's like, not if I get another one. Little does she know she's about to blow that shit sky high.
Spoiler.
Anyway,
Stealing isn't illegal here, I say with a grin. Which I love that comment because she's just like, but also it calls back to her first meeting with Gale when when he's just like uh stealing is punishable by death or whatever.
mhm.
Um, so it's not illegal here. And like, of course not. If murder's not illegal here, then why would stealing be?
Right. Actually, in fact, murder is encouraged here.
Yeah.
So,
Um, and at the last minute, Rue teaches Katniss the Mockingjay signal that she uses to indicate the end of the workday. And
that whistle becomes the face.
um she's like, it might not work, but if you hear the Mockingjay singing it, you'll know I'm okay. Only I can't get back right away. And Candace is just like surprised. She's like, wait, are there Mockingjays here? And Rue's like, yeah. Haven't you seen them?
Yeah, she's like, they're literally everywhere.
Yeah. And
This is just Katniss having been so entranced in staying alive that she has not really had the time to take in her surroundings and really view them. She views them to the point of, okay, I'm safe. But other than that, not much past it.
yeah. And she's just like, I have to admit, I haven't noticed,
Again, she's been fighting for her life since day one. So
yeah.
Can we really blame her on that one? Not really.
But and then she's like, if all goes according to plan, I'll see you for dinner. Unexpectedly, Rue throws her arms around me. I only hesitate a moment before I hug her back. You be careful, she says to me. You too, I say. I turn and head back to the stream, feeling somehow worried about Rue being killed, about Rue not being killed, and the two of us being left for last, about leaving Rue alone, about leaving Prim alone back home. No, Prim has my mother and Gale and a baker who has promised she won't go hungry. Rue only has me.
And
Big sad.
yeah. So Katniss heads for the stream, and then once she gets there, she follows it down. Let's see. She follows it downstream to the place she initially picked up the stream after the Tracker Jacker attack. She's like, I have to be cautious as I move along the water, though, because I find my thoughts
Preoccupied
with unanswered questions, most of which concern Peeta. And it's like, here again, we are on that thought process of Peeta. Is Peeta okay? Is Peeta alive? Katniss has not seen Peeta in days. She has no clue what's going on. She
hasn't seen anyone but Rue in days.
I mean, yeah, but she hasn't seen Peeta since the Tracker Jacker incident.
Yeah.
There is that sense of foreboding in her thought process here.
Yeah.
The cannon that fired early this morning, did that signify his death? If so, how did he die? At the hand of a career? And was it?
Excuse me.
And was that in revenge for letting me live? Katniss is just kind of not starting to
spiral.
Yeah, not per se, but she's like, is he dead because of me? It's definitely heading there. She's like, is he dead because of me? Because of what he did to save me? This, that, and the third.
Yeah. I struggle again to remember the moment over Glimmer's body when he burst through the trees, but just the fact that he was sparkling leads me to doubt everything that happened. And again,
Peeta is a vampire confirmed. Peeta is a Twilight vampire confirmed.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, no.
You apologize to Peeta for that shit.
Why?
How dare you talk so bad about Peeta like that?
He'd be the best sparkly vampire. Baking cakes and shit.
Yeah, we will not read Twilight.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to.
We're not big Twilight people. We respect it in the fact that people love the series.
I don't know. He might respect it. I don't.
Jesus Christ. Like, we respect the fact that people enjoy the series, and I can, on some levels, see why you enjoy it. It's just not for us. So, Twilight is more than likely, unless we get, like, 1,000 likes on a video or something.
And we'd have to get more than 1,000 likes for me to be willing to do that. I'll come up with a number later.
How about 1,000 likes and 1,000 subscribers, and we'll go through Twilight?
Like the whole series, or just the first book?
We'll test the waters with the first book.
Okay, I might be willing that.
And watch us both actually enjoy the series.
Watch me not actually enjoy the series. Having read much better vampire books.
You're talking about Vlad Todd.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, which we do plan on doing at some point. But anyway.
Yeah, we definitely will. So, even if you have no plan on doing it, we're doing it, boy.
Katniss is making her way down the river. She's like, I must have been moving very slowly yesterday because I reached the shallow stretch. That almost really screwed with me there. The shallow stretch where I took my bath in just a few hours. I stopped to replenish my water and add a layer of mud to my backpack. It seems bent on reverting to orange no matter how many times I cover it. And I'm like, is this some kind of special capital thread? You know? Excuse me.
Bless you. Yeah.
As Katniss gets closer and closer to excuse me.
Bless you. Anyway.
As Katniss gets closer and closer. I swear, if I sneeze again trying to say this. As Katniss gets closer and closer to the careers camp, she's being very much more guarded. She's paying more attention. She's listening for any unnatural sounds. An arrow already fitted to the bowstring. Like, she's ready. She's like, I'm ready for whatever comes my way. She's like, although I don't see any tributes, I do notice things that Prim, keep calling her Prim, that Rue has pointed out. It's like, it's about time. Patches of sweet berries, the bush with the leaves that healed my stings, clusters of tracker jacker nests in the vicinity of the tree I was trapped in. And here and there, the black and white flash of a mockingjay wing in the branches overhead. It's like, yeah, Katniss has been there the whole time.
Yeah, you got it, man.
When I reached the tree with the abandoned nest at the foot, I paused a moment to gather my courage. Rue has given me specific instructions on how to reach the best spying place near the lake from this point, and I love this next line. Mm-hmm. Remember, I tell myself, you're the hunter now, not them. Mm-hmm. Again, right here in this chapter is where we're seeing Katniss regain that confidence she has as a hunter. She finally has her weapon. She's able to move through the woods the way she wants to. You know, things are moving in an upward trajectory for her.
Yeah.
So,
she gets a firmer grasp on her bow, and she keeps going to the place that Rue told her about.
How do you say that? Cops? Okay. I couldn't figure it out earlier, so I also in my head said place.
It's right at the edge of the woods, but the bushy foliage is so thick down low, I can easily observe the career camp without being spotted. Between us lies the flat expanse where the games began. There are 4 tributes: the boy from District 1, Cato, the girl from District 2, and a scrawny, ashen-skinned boy who must be from District 3, which is the description you were talking about earlier.
Yes, and it gets so much worse. Katniss says, he made almost no impression on me at all during our time in the capital. I can't remember I can remember almost nothing about him. Not his costume, not his training score, not his interview. Even now, as he sits there fiddling with some kind of plastic box, he's easily ignored in the presence of his large and dominating companions.
Domineering.
Yeah, my brain auto-filled because I was reading ahead. But it's like...
But he must have some value, or they wouldn't have let him live.
It's like,
God damn, Katniss. Tell us how you really feel.
Like, it's just so... It's so rude.
But it's also so Katniss. She's not nice.
No, she's very blunt as a person. And I respect that about her. But damn, pull your verbal punches a little bit there, Miss Katniss Everdeen.
Yeah. But, I mean, hey, at least, this was all in her head, and she wasn't being like, wow, I am sitting here staring at you and forgetting you all at the same time.
Yeah, and that's basically what she's saying.
Right, but she didn't say it to him, is what I'm saying.
But it's could you imagine Katniss? I actually could imagine Katniss saying that, because it's Katniss, and she does not give a single hell about anything that comes out of her mouth, even though she's shit at times.
Yeah, I mean, she either cares not at all or
way
far
too much. Yeah, there's no in between with Katniss.
Or there's rarely any in between with Katniss. There is some in between, but rare.
But still, seeing him only adds to my sense of unease over why the careers would possibly leave him as guard. Why they have allowed him to live at all. All four tributes seem to still be recovering from the Tracker Jacker attack. Even from here, I can see the large, swollen bumps on their body.
Lumps. That's an L.
Whatever. They must not have had the sense to remove the stingers, or, if they did, not known about the leaves that healed them. Apparently. Wow, I really just can't... The dyslexia
whatever
today.
Medicine they found in the cornucopia have been ineffective.
So, at this point, Katniss is no longer surveying the tributes. She's like, the cornucopia is still in its original spot, which...
If it wasn't, I'd be impressed. How the fuck did they move it? If the game makers came in and moved it, hovercraft or whatever, then that'd be one thing. But
even in the second book, right? It's like the whole central island is the thing that moves, not the cornucopia.
Yeah.
I mean, the cornucopia moves, but it's because it's attached to the island.
Right. So it spins with the island.
Right.
But it doesn't go flying off in the distance and hitting the force field or anything.
Could you imagine that they forgot to bolt it down?
I just did, and the image in my head was hilarious.
And it is getting flung at the tree at 12 o'clock or whatever.
Just all of a sudden it just flies, hits the force field. All of a sudden you hear a cannon fire because it took someone with it.
That is an incredible image. Mm. I need somebody to do even if it's a 2D stick figure animation of that. Just
it'd be hilarious.
And it has to be the Wilhelm scream of whoever's getting drunk with the Cornucopia into the
Cornucopia. I've never heard of a Cornucopia.
Anyway, oh boy,
the Cornucopia.
So the cornucopia isn't moved. Again, it would be kind of weird if it had, but everything is stacked in a pyramid, away from it. Yeah, it doesn't say.
No, it's
a questionable distance.
I think she said it was 30 or 40 yards from their camp at the lake.
Right.
But I don't think we ever really
get a distance from the cornucopia to the pyramid.
We know that the distance from the cornucopia to the lake is pretty far because of later.
Right.
When running.
Yeah.
But right now
we don't get a general sense of that distance from the cornucopia the other aspects of this descriptor here.
Yeah.
But everything is stacked up neatly, bins, bags, crates, everything. In a pyramid, what seems a questionable distance from the camp. Others are sprinkled around the perimeter, almost mimicking the layout of supplies around the cornucopia at the onset of the games. A canopy net,
Ting.
a canopy of netting. Sorry, I'm trying to breathe through my nose, but I can't, so it's making things difficult. A canopy of netting that, aside from discouraging birds, seems to be useless shelter for the pyramid itself, because that's not what they're using it for. The whole setup is completely perplexing. The distance of the netting and the presence of the boy from District 3.
The distance, comma, the netting, not the distance of the netting.
How did my brain add an up there?
I don't know. And the presence of the boy from District 3. One thing's for sure, destroying those supplies is not going to be as simple as it looks.
No, it's not.
Some other factors at play here, and I'd better stay put until I figure out what it is. My guess is the pyramid is booby-trapped in some manner. I think of concealed pits, descending nets, a thread that, when broken, sends a poisonous dart into your heart. Really, the possibilities are endless.
Well, all very viable possibilities. Katniss at the same time is very much overthinking this. And it's fair because she doesn't have a full sense of everything going on yet. So her having that kind of overactive thought process of, oh, it could be fall pits or this or that or venomous snakes and deadly anacondas or, like,
I mean,
I almost said deadly enchiladas. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
Well, these damn cats, I swear. I mean, this is not even the first time she's mentioned falling into a pit.
No, because she actually does earlier in the book. She falls into a little crater.
She falls into what I assume is more like a divot in the ground. Like, you're not watching where you step and you twist your ankle, but you're still okay, and you just keep going.
Are you really okay when you twist your ankle? Because it feels like the world is ending.
But no.
Oh, no, wait, that's when you stub your toe on the corner of a metal piece of furniture.
That part. No, all right, sorry about that. Cats being cats and cats.
Yeah. So, anyway, Katniss is like, while I'm mulling over my options, I hear Cato shout, and he's pointing up towards the woods, far beyond me, without turning.
He's pointing up to the woods far beyond me, and without turning, I know that Rue must have set the first campfire.
Why can I not read today?
I have no clue. We made sure to gather enough green wood to make the smoke noticeable. The careers begin to arm themselves at once. An argument breaks out. It's loud enough for me to hear that it concerns whether or not the boy from District 3 should stay or accompany them. He's coming. I'm sorry, I can't do a Cato voice, and I'm not gonna try.
I'm not even going to attempt that.
Nah. We need him in the woods, and his job's done here anyway. No one can touch those supplies, says Cato.
Wrong you are.
What about Loverboy, says the boy from District 1. I keep telling you, forget about him. I know where I cut him. It's a miracle he hasn't bled to death yet. At any rate, he's in no shape to raid us, says Cato. So PETA is out there in the woods, wounded badly, but I'm still in the dark on what motivated him to betray the careers.
Again, oblivious Katniss.
Yeah, just a little dense. Come on, says Cato. He thrusts a spear in the hands of the boy from District 3, and they head in the direction of the fire. The last thing I hear as they enter the woods is Kato saying, "When we find her, I kill her in my own way, and no one interferes." Somehow, I don't think he's talking about Rue. She didn't drop a nest of tracker jackers on him.
Which...
And they probably also don't view Rue as a threat anyway.
No.
They're like, somebody else will kill her.
Which is the wrong thing to do, to be honest, because Rue is, in fact, a threat.
Yeah, never underestimate Katniss Everdeen. Or whatever it was that you said earlier.
One Katniss Everdeen.
But what did I hear? Katniss Everdeen?
Or... I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't remember.
That was a long time ago.
But, she stays, after they leave, she stays where she is for like half an hour, trying to figure out how, what to do about the supplies.
Mm-hmm.
The one advantage I have with the bow and arrow is distance. I could send a flaming arrow into the pyramid easily enough. I'm a good enough shot to get it through those openings in the net, but there's no guarantee it would catch. More likely, it would just burn itself out. And then what? I'd have achieved nothing and given them far too much information about myself. That I was here, that I have an accomplice, that I can use the bow and arrow with accuracy.
Katniss realizes that she has no choice but to get closer to see what's going on.
And just about when she's going to do that,
she notices a figure about several hundred yards. I thought it was more specific than that.
To her right. And she, she sees movement and she turns and she looks, and for a second she thinks that it might be Rue, but then she realizes that it's Foxface. And that's
the one person they forgot about earlier, which, like, come on, y'all, that's rude.
Yeah.
You forget about Foxface.
But honestly, I think that's part of why Foxface has stayed alive so long, and not just because she's sneaky and cunning and stuff like that, but because in a way, like the boy from District 3, she's able to kind of disappear.
Mm-hmm.
She can be forgotten about in a way that she can use to her advantage.
Right. So Foxface makes her way out of the forest, makes her way over towards the cornucopia, and then just starts to dance her way. And this is how Katniss basically describes it, okay? Dance her way through the field.
Then she begins to approach the pyramid with strange little hops, sometimes landing on one foot, teetering slightly, sometimes risking a few steps. At one point, she launches up in the air over a small barrel and lands poised on her tiptoes. But she's overshot slightly, and the momentum throws her forward. I hear her give a sharp squeal as her hands hit the ground, but nothing happens. In a moment, she's regained her feet and continues until she has reached the bulk of the supplies. So I'm right about the booby trap, but it is clearly more complex than I had imagined. I was right about the girl, too. How wily is she to have discovered this path to the food and to be able to replicate it so neatly? She fills her pack, taking a few items from a variety of containers. Apparently, I can't read today either, but not as bad as you.
But she takes some apples. She grabs some crackers, and other like food supplies.
But just a little bit from like all these different containers, not enough to make it
noticeable that she's been stealing from them. Because I am under the assumption at this point that Foxface has been sneaking in regularly when they're not there and stealing supplies.
Yeah, she's probably been near enough to them to be to watch what has been going on, which is how she knows about the booby trap.
Yeah.
But far enough away to where
she won't be noticed. Yeah. So she watches Foxface disappear back into the woods, and she's still racking her brain over this this puzzle she's trying to figure out, right? She's like, what
What sort
sort
of
of trap could they have laid that requires such dexterity? Has so many trigger points. Why did she squeal
Why did she squeal so as
as
her
her hands
hands
made
made
contact
contact
with
with
the
the earth?
earth?
You'd have thought, and it slowly begins to dawn on me, you'd have thought that the very ground was going to
And
explode.
I just wrote next to that, there you go.
It's mind, I whisper. And it's like,
So
yeah.
the boy from District 3,
You got it, man.
or District 3 is known for automotive, bombs, or like mines and things like that. Explosives is the word they use here.
Mm-hmm.
And like TVs. So they make that kind of thing.
They're factories.
Yeah. So he knows how to work them. Although they were disabled after the 60 seconds, they weren't removed. They were just disabled. And Katniss comes to the conclusion that this person from District 3, whose name I don't think we ever get.
No.
Even in the second book, I don't think we get it.
No, I think the only character from this book that we get the name of in the second book is the boy from District 1.
Yeah, I think you're right there. But she's like, well, Katniss is like, well, if he knows how to build them, he probably knows how to reactivate them. And that's exactly what happened. He dug them all up, relocated them, and then reactivated everything.
I bet it came as a shock even to the game makers. Well, hooray for the boy from District 3 for putting one over on them. But what am I supposed to do now? Obviously, I can't go strolling in there into that mess without blowing myself sky high. As for sending in a burning arrow, that's more laughable than ever. The mines are set off by pressure. It doesn't have to be a lot either. One year, a girl dropped her token, a small wooden ball, while she was at her plate, and they literally had to scrape bits of her off the ground.
It's just wild that they used that much explosives for one person, by the way. Like, if, like, think about this for a second, right? They had to scrape bits of her off the ground.
Right. I mean, and then before, when she was talking about like at the start of the game, she was like, step off your plate before the 60 seconds is over, and mines will blow your legs off. I'm fairly certain this girl was
a little more than her legs blown off.
Yeah.
I think she was absolutely decimated by those bombs. And maybe because of that incident, they changed them or how they work a little bit, but I doubt it.
Well, I mean, yeah, because if
they're powerful enough to basically vaporize a person, like, I think it's a little too much.
Yeah. I mean, it very well could have been an earlier rerun, but I'm going to press X for doubt on that one.
Yeah. Just because we know what we know about some of the earlier games.
Well, I mean...
And I don't mean that early, but still.
Yeah.
Anyway, Katniss is like, I might be able to chuck a rock. And instead of what, maybe one? And she's like, would it even start a chain reaction? I'd have to throw a whole handful of rocks at that point.
Yeah.
Like, Katniss is like, well, crap. What do I do?
Yeah, I just, she's like, I got a pretty good arm. I could do that.
Yeah.
But it's like, would it start a chain reaction? Or could it? Would the boy from District 3 have placed the mines in such a way that a single mine would not disturb the others, thereby protecting the supplies but ensuring the death of the invader? Just imagine, like, just...
Missed. Anyway, if I only blew up one mine, I'd draw the careers back down on me for sure.
Even if I only the evens on the previous page.
Yeah, fair. And anyway, what am I thinking? There's that net, clearly strung to deflect any such attack. Besides, What I'd really need is to throw about 30 rocks in there at once, setting off a big chain reaction, demolishing the whole lot. I glance back up at the woods. The smoke from Rue's second fire is wafting towards the sky. By now, the couriers have probably begun to suspect some sort of trick. Time is running out.
There is a solution to this. I know there is. If I can only focus hard enough. I stare at the pyramid, the bins, the crates, too heavy to topple over with an arrow. Maybe one contains cooking oil, and the burning arrow idea is reviving. When I realize I could end up losing all 12 of my arrows and not get a direct hit on an oil bin, since I'd just be guessing. I'm genuinely thinking of trying to recreate Foxface's trip up the pyramid in hopes of finding a new means of destruction when my eyes light on the burlap bag of apples. I could sever the rope in one shot. Didn't I do just as much in the training center? It's a big bag, but it still may only be good enough for one explosion. If only I could free the apples themselves. I know what to do. I move into range and give myself 3 arrows to get the job done. I place my feet carefully, block out the rest of the world as I take meticulous aim. The first arrow tears through the side of the bag near the top, leaving a split in the burlap. The second widens it to a gaping hole. I can see the first apple teetering when I let the third arrow go, catching the torn flap of burlap and ripping it from the bag. For a moment, everything seems frozen in time. Then the apples spill to the ground, and I'm blown backwards into the air.
And I wrote after that.
And
And the Hunger Games have truly begun. Because really, this is moving forward is the real meat and potatoes of everything.
Yeah.
Of the whole book. Everything really starts moving. And like, I know I keep saying, I think I've said that before in the past, but as we go through this,
if I am able to sit here and continue to be like, I love this chapter, I love this chapter, I love this chapter for every chapter, I think you could be like, this is real where it really starts to begin. This is where it really starts.
Well, because like as we go through this, it's like, yeah, no, this is where things like really get real. But like the further we get into it, the more things are picking up, and it's like, no, this is really it.
I think the problem with you saying that is just that, like, it's like every time there's like high action, you're like, this is where it really starts. But then like it kind of peters out a bit, you know? Like the action is still high even at the beginning of this chapter, but now Katniss is also high as she's flying through the air. You know, she's probably wishing she was high. You know, she was high last chapter, Tracker Jacker Venom.
Yeah.
Or 2 chapters ago.
But the reason I said it here is because for the first time, everyone's on even playing field.
Right. No, I get where you're coming from with it. And I don't disagree. But we will also like see just how almost more difficult her doing this will make her life in the arena.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it was like sunshine and rainbows beforehand, but
right.
It definitely. Ooh, sorry, first time I hit the mic today. And I didn't even punch it this time. Just caught it with my pinky. Progress. I don't even remember what I was saying. I distracted myself.
Good job.
Thank you.
I'm checking to see if there are any good comments on the last video. There are not. What about the video before that? There are 3 comments. Let's see. Can you draw a picture of these tracker jackers?
No.
That was from Rena Sarah, and the answer to that question is no. No, we can't. Maybe somebody can.
But us? No.
No. I think the way they're depicted in the movie, though, I kind of like.
I honestly don't really remember them. In my head, they just look like wasps, but a little bigger.
And
And
gold.
gold.
And that's what they look like in the movie. To my recollection anyway.
It doesn't really matter.
Um
What was the other comment?
oh, hold on. What happened to your Red Bulls that you love? Which I think you were. Yeah, I still like them, but I don't drink them as much anymore.
Yeah. I forgot because that was towards like me. Like, guess what drink I'm drinking? Because the can was green and blending in with the green screen. Good time.
Which is why I did not show my my Dubby cup during the Dubby ad read, because it is green screen green.
Yeah, which makes for some funny moments, but not so great for ad moments.
No, and I didn't think about it until we were already in the episode, and I'm like, you know what? We'll just stick with the tub this week.
And it's really good.
Yeah, it's really really good. I've been really enjoying this. I'm gonna get some more flavors too. I want to get some of the hydros.
Yeah, me too.
But that code, and I realized after the fact that I did not say what the code was. The code is treble DDLP, TREBLE at w.gg for 10% off your entire order. There will be a link in the description to the website, and then you put that code in, and I'll put the code in the description as well for you guys.
Yeah. Get it, drink it. Let us know what you think about it.
There are a ton of new flavors coming out all the time.
They got dope looking cups and other merch.
The shakers are really cool. They're really really good quality. They're heavy duty. Like they really hold up. And I know this because I've dropped mine a couple times. And they hold up fairly well. So, but yeah, that's the end of 16. We've got 10 chapters left of this book.
Yep.
It feels like I want to say it feels like yesterday that we started this book, but so much has happened recently that it feels
like 3 years ago almost.
Yeah, but we're nearing the end of the Hunger Games. We're rapidly approaching. We're thinking about maybe we'll see. There's a couple of things that will have to go into place first. First and foremost of that is a new audio interface, because the one we've got is constantly back and forth. But the other one is lighting. We need better lighting, if you guys couldn't tell. So if we can get those two things, if we can get a new audio interface and better lighting for us to use while we record and do our episodes, we're thinking about if we can get even just one of those, we're thinking about maybe live streaming the final chapter.
Yeah.
To which we will have Junior Gaming back. So that is the kind of thought process going into it, is doing the final chapter of the book, and I think that'll maybe become the regular moving forward, is to do the final chapter live, and kind of get you guys' feedback live and your thoughts live as we kind of like push through the final chapter of each of these books as we go through them.
It'd be a lot of fun.
We're thinking that it's going to be a lot of fun, especially a cool way to interact with you guys. So I think that about does it for this week, though.
Yeah. Chapter
17 is going to be
something
rough. It's going to be a rough chapter, if I'm remembering correctly.
I closed my book, so I'm going to steal yours.
Can I have my pencil? Nope. I do want to say it's chapter 17, but I could be wrong.
Yep.
It's
chapter 17. Yeah, I thought so, but...
So chapter 17 is going to be a bit rough. If you know, you know. If you don't, you'll just have to tune in on next... Wow, the camera did a weird thing there.
I didn't even see it.
It went full-on blurry for a second.
See, really, chapter 17 through the end of the book is going to be rough.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I have a green straw in my coffee, and I just saw it chroma key, and I'm like, that's funny.
We love it.
But yeah, the this last, what would you call it? Maybe third? Not even, because there's only 27 chapters in the first book. The first two books. Um but this last leg of the first journey of the Hunger Games is gonna be a wild ride.
Yeah.
And everything starts right here at the start of 17.
Actually, it started at the start of the book. Chapter 1. That's where it all started.
That's fair. And
It actually started before chapter 1.
What I
I
think,
still can't believe this is a fucking first edition.
and you've been writing and highlighting in a first edition. Yeah, I know. I told you we should have just grabbed 2 brand new books. I told you. Because you're like, I got one. It's okay.
Well, I mean,
maybe one day it'll be worth hella money. Who knows?
It won't, but not anymore. But,
somebody would probably pay for it, even in its condition. It's still wild to think about, though.
I mean, though, let's be real, it wasn't in great condition when I started using it, so.
Fair.
Anyway.
But yeah, the rest of this book's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be ups, downs, highs, lows, anxiety. A lot of that is coming. A lot of anxiety is coming in the coming chapters. Yeah. What?
I'd love to say that we'll see you next week, but again, we're at the end of the year. We're going into the new year. Who the hell knows when we're gonna be able to have a chance to
I did request a day off on the new schedule.
Right.
So.
And what day was that?
The 30th.
Okay, I am off that day.
So we might be able to get an episode out at a reasonable time next week.
Yeah, we'll see.
If I get that day off, I might get screwed out, but
ain't that the way of it? But this has been fun. We're glad to see you again. Glad to be back here.
Yeah.
Hopefully it won't, even if we aren't able to record next week, hopefully it won't be as long between recording.
Yeah. We're going to do our best to record next week.
Yeah.
And get an episode out to you guys next week. We're going to do our best to get things back on somewhat of a normal schedule. It might not be every Monday like we were doing, but we are going to try to get everything back on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
Once we can get caught up with everything that we've got going on currently, with having to get a new stove and all that stuff, it'll be a little bit easier to kind of get back into that rhythm once things have settled down a little bit more.
Yeah.
But we hopefully will see you guys next week. So as always, remember, please renew your books on the way out the door today, and we'll see you back here in the library next week. Bye.